What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. I hope all of you had a wonderful, safe, and very fulfilling Thanksgiving. I'm forcing myself on a diet because, oh my God, the amount of food I've eaten over the past 3 or 4 days has just been like, oh my God. It's been some good eating because, I cooked for Thanksgiving and, one of my best friends shared food with me last night and the night before that. And I had the new girlfriend over. She brought her oldest son with his wife and their little boy. So I cooked for all of them. She was here today for a little bit. And I'm burnt out, man. I feel like a rubber band that's been stretched to such a point it finally went pop. So I finally got some free time to myself to actually do an update video for you guys. But it's more like a conversation than anything else. It's been a very, very busy Thanksgiving. I really haven't had a Thanksgiving like this in a very long time. And the things that have been happening to me financially and personally have been absolutely incredible. There are forces that are out there that have been against me, and despite all of that, I still continue to press on. I still continue to float above water. I have more resources than I know what to do with. My sports card gig on eBay is doing quite well because of all of you. I've tried to do my best to be as transparent as I can. I'm easy to find here on YouTube and on eBay. I have quite a few orders I have to fulfill yet. I really haven't paid attention to eBay because, like I said, this is Thanksgiving and, it's a little hard to focus on that. When you have, the significant other in your life who, commands a lot of attention. And then you have, my friends and my crew. So I really haven't been really looking at eBay up until just now, prior to me making this video. So a lot of you guys have paid. I appreciate that. I was actually checking the sales part of my eBay account, and I see quite a few people paid already. Maybe if I can muster up enough energy, I'll at least get the itinerary printed and I'll get those shipping labels printed. So at least you have your tracking numbers. There's still a few people I have to really fine tune their orders. I think one person requested an invoice. I got to take care of that. So right now I'm just kind of like deflating. This was a very, very busy Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving reminds me of Thanksgivings that I once had that I loved and appreciated back in New York, but I was robbed of that. And to be able to reclaim that again in my life, it was amazing to have the eBay business now, whether you want to call it a job or a hobby or whatever the stupid label is people use these days. I'm happy to do it because, it's given me a lot of independence in my life. As a matter of fact, with all the card sales I've had recently, I shot a short about this where just like the fold-up table that I have right in front of me where I set up shop, and with all these boxes and stuff I've been using and card supplies and everything else, this was the first time the hobby literally paid for almost the entirety of my groceries. You know what I mean? So there was money that I put into one of my accounts, because you got to take a piece of that and put that away somewhere. And also I want to be able to have money to cover anything that goes wrong. Should anything go wrong, you got to have some sort of insurance on yourself that if there's something awful that happens down the line with a card and the customer, is not happy, you got to make sure financially you're able to cover that cost. So I'm well set with that, and besides, starting off with all of this stuff on eBay, I've used a lot of my own resources anyway. So it's nice to be in the green, to be able to not just have money for my personal use for home, and buying groceries is a perfect example of that, which is great. But you still have to have that cushion just in case. So I'm grateful for that as well. But it's been a striking success. A few of you, a few of you passed on some advice to me that with certain cards, maybe I should just list certain cards as buy it nows. And that's been a striking success because my Paul Skeens base rookies all of a sudden started to take off like that. I don't even think there are any more available for sale. I know I have some rookie debuts left. I know I have a lot of his Duro cards from Update, And I have a bunch of these over here that's off to my 10 o'clock of the Stars of the MLB, but I know these aren't too popular with collectors, so I got a feeling I'm going to be stuck with those. But yeah, that was a success as well. So I'm grateful for that. I do have a whole bunch of base rookies from that set. Your Jackson Cheerios, your Jackson Holidays, your Jackson Merrills, a bunch of Shohei Otanis, excuse me. I got a bunch of aquas and yellows I still got to sort through. I mean, I already started the sorting process already days ago. That's what this box is right here of some of the best pulls that I got from the Fanatics boxes and from the over 100 hanger boxes, most of which I already broke off camera because I knew I wasn't going to have time. And I'm like, you know what? They're going to be sitting there. You know, I'm not going to do like what sneakerheads do and buy things and put it up on a shelf. So I'm like, you know what? I'm ripping these. I don't care. I'll separate them and maybe do like a super review on the channel here before the end of the year if I could find the time. I can't believe it's already December 1st. So I still have this box I have to go through, and this is for the aforementioned inserts, aquas, yellows, parallels, 89s. I mean, there's so much of this to sort through. And I know I have a ton of base rookies in there, like the Paul Skeens cards. There's probably about 10 or 12 of each of the rookies you would want to get from that set. Again, your Jackson Cheerios, Jackson Holidays, Jackson Merrill, guys like that. If you're a Shohei Ohtani hunter, they're in there as well. So I need to go through all of that. Pardon me. I wish that was another can of stuff, but it's not. Anyway, so I will start to process your orders as soon as I can get to it. If I have enough energy in me, as I can see it in my face. Like I see the bags under my eyes. I'm tired. I really need one good night's sleep. You know, I at least want to get the itineraries printed and print out the shipping labels, so at least you have your tracking numbers. And then sometime, hopefully, you know, tomorrow or Tuesday, I can finally get those orders out, and that'll be it. I know one or two people still haven't paid, and even prior to me making this video, some of my auctions are coming to an end, and people are paying almost instantly, so that only helps me. And, you know, again, I'll be working pretty diligently to fulfill everybody's orders, so that's that. With all that being said, I did film myself breaking a jumbo box of Topps 2024 Chrome update. And because of the melee of having to run back and forth between everybody's places and people coming over here, I was starting to clear out a lot of files from my phone and I wasn't paying attention, and stupid me deleted that box break. So the only thing I could really do, now I already pulled out some of the better pulls from that jumbo box because I'm not paying no $1,000 for a jumbo box of Topps Chrome. That's not going to happen. But I did get 4 autos out of my box. I know some people have been talking about this on YouTube, but I've seen other content creators saying that sometimes you'll get an extra relic or you'll get an extra auto, and that's the case with this particular box that I have. Now, full disclosure, I think I talked about the fact that I already opened up my mega boxes in that greed video that I made, you know, with Hobby Greed. And, you know, the pulls were okay. A lot of X-Fractors. Got some decent names in the form of those X-Fractors, which is cool. But I am not shelling out no $1,000 for a hobby box just to get, you know, the 101. I mean, you got to be nuts. But I'll show you, you know, some of the top pulls that I got out of that jumbo box, and I'll show you the autos and stuff. I got them sleeved already. I really wasn't planning on doing it this way. Again, like I said, you know, it's been a busy time here at home because of the holiday. And again, I accidentally deleted that video. But, you know, you have an Imanaga right there. An Ellie base. There's your Oliver Dunn. He's a name that's starting to circulate a little bit. Zach Geloff. Mason Wynn. Colt Keith, and that's pretty much it. And the rest of the base cards are really not all that to speak of. But the better pulls that I got out of this, and again, I was able to get 4 autos out of that jumbo box. So we have a Prism Ellie right there. There's the first of the autos. This is a Christian Scott. That's a numbered parallel right there. Then we have a, and forgive me, I don't have my reading glasses on me. We have a Colton Ingram auto. Then we have a Ray Wave Taj Bradley auto. And then we have a Abner Uribe auto. So I got 4 autos out of my box. And then we have a an Austin Shenton out of 50. Bear with me here for 1 second. Kind of doing this out of order here. So, okay. Then we have a base Paul Skeens. I've had a lot of luck pulling his base cards. I really got to say. Now, I believe that this is a lava, if that's what this particular parallel is called. It's a Eric Fidoe or Fido. Forgive me if I'm butchering his name. Then we have a negative Dylan Cease, or Cease. Again, forgive me if I'm butchering his last name. And we have a an Andrew Abbott. And then a Stratospheric Stars base Paul Skeens, which is not a bad pull, to be honest with you. I've seen these going for double digits already on eBay. I know they got parallels of these guys that are fetching pretty high prices, but hey, I got a base one. I'm pretty content with that. So those were the pulls I got out of that Chrome box. And I'm not going to complain about it. You know, I got me a base Paul Skeens and I got me an insert, so I'm not going to cry over it, you know. Full disclosure, though, I did purchase 2 singles. Actually, no, that's a lie. I purchased 3 singles off of eBay. As you know, and I think I have them close by. So I have a rather significant Paul Skeens collection for myself from Update as far as the paper is concerned. And I did pull the yellow Paul Skeens. But after looking at it, it was bothering me. The top and bottom centering on this thing was just a little off, and this is one I pulled myself. So I decided to go hunting for one that, in my opinion, was a little bit better centered, because I do want to have it graded. Because with the yellow outline or the yellow border on it, to have that in a black SGC sleeve, to me, as a color match, will be awesome to display. And I also went out of my way to track down and hunt for the gold foil, which I think 1 or 2 of you mentioned, as a matter of fact, if I've pulled one, which I have not. Unfortunately, at this point, it's just better for me to try to get a single, which I finally did. I got one for not exactly the price I was looking for, even though I was able to get the seller to come down a little bit on his price. But I did manage to get a good specimen. They should be coming this week, which I'll do maybe a little bit of a review of. As far as my Paul Skeens pulls that I got from Update hanger boxes and the Fanatics boxes, etc., as far as the paper is concerned. And I also ordered for an out of 50 relic of Paul Skeens from Update. So got some stuff coming. And I think that's pretty much it for the chase of his rookie cards. There's really no real reason for me to go out of my way to get any more. But like I said, I actually have... give me one moment here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different kinds of Paul Skeens cards that I've been pulling from those Topps Update hanger boxes, the Fanatics boxes. You know, I believe I had the Jumbo at one point. So I've been fairly lucky pulling his cards. Well, he's a pitcher and he might get injured and he's not reliable. Can't we have a little fun? You know, why do people got to be Debbie Downers for? I've seen this in a couple other people's content or in other people's videos throughout their content where it's just like, man, you got people that just really, really are like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Okay. I mean, come on, give me a break. Have a little fun. You know, the greed is so out of control that everybody's looking for that one-of-one Paul Skeens. I know a superfractor was pulled recently, but it's just like, man, have a little fun. I'm happy with what I got. You know, I mean, I ended up buying my end-all, be-all red border out of 5 Mojo from Bowman Chrome. I'm perfectly happy with that. So I don't understand what this mope-a-dope attitude is, that it's like, you know, if you're having fun collecting cards, but you're not getting like these giant pulls, I mean, why even bother being in a hobby in the first place when hobbies are meant to be fun? Which leads me over to the next subject. I've been neglecting my jersey viewers and my toy viewers. Off to my 9 o'clock over here, I have 3 action figures that I yet to review. It's just, again, with the business, my personal life, and a lot of stuff that goes on. I really haven't been making proper videos lately. But I had an issue with one of these, which it's bizarre. GameStop sometimes are just a mess. That's why now with them doing this PSA thing, you know, and I guess the owner or the CEO of PSA now sits on the board of GameStop. I hope that's not going to be a formula for disaster, because I had an issue getting one of these. So let me show you what should be coming to my channel quite soon. This one just came recently. This is the Legacy United Optimus Prime. That's been sitting in the background for a couple days now. This just came, I think, like a week ago or something like that. I haven't had a chance to get around to review them. I've seen a lot of reviews from fellow content creators. You know, basically, this is a budget missing link. But we'll get into that when the time comes. But I think it's a cool little toy. You know, especially like, you know, if you have like a computer desk at work or something like that. Or, you know, you have like your own little private space and you want to display Prime just to fiddle around with like a fidget spinner or a Rubik's Cube. I think this thing is perfect. And not everybody can afford the high price of the missing link Optimus Prime, whether it's a CO1 or CO2, which I own both, by the way, which is on my shelf over here. But I think it's a pretty good idea to make things like this so people that can afford it can get one. It might not be a CO1 or CO2, but it still has the vibe and a look and the feel of that, and the same articulation from what I've seen. But we'll do a full review on that when the time comes, if and when I can find the time. The second Optimus is the 40th anniversary Walmart exclusive. I was able to get my hands on one of these, and it just looks awesome. Now, the only other G1 Optimus Prime that I have, besides the before mentioned CO1 and CO2 Primes that I got, I do have New Year Convoy from 2002 somewhere in my boxes there. I'm going to have to dig them out. I might do a comparison of this guy. And I can't wait to break him out of his box. I mean, he's just a repaint of G1. There's no real retooling to the thing. I would have to dig into this and see. I've seen reviews of this already, but except for some of the color differences, it's just a G1 Prime that has a little bit more accuracy as far as the colors are concerned to the cartoon. And this is the problem, child. I pre-ordered for this thing through GameStop from day one that the pre-orders went out, and mine never arrived. I went on Big Bad Toy Store's website only 2 weeks ago. This thing showed up within like 4 business days. And that's Studio Series Optimus Prime. So I emailed GameStop again and again and again. I went to a GameStop personally. Actually, over by my printing station, I have the receipt via email that was sent to me after I put my order in way back when the pre-orders went out. Mine never showed up. And then finally I got in touch with somebody and they said that basically they haven't got them in stock, that they were going to send me one. And I said, I already have one. And I took a photo of mine and sent it to them. And they were still insisting that they were going to send me one when I said, I don't want it. What am I going to do with 2 of them? So finally, I got in touch with somebody again a second time, and they canceled my order and refunded my money. GameStop sometimes could be a complete disaster, man. They're a trip. But at least that problem is solved. So I'm going to see what happens with these future videos. But at least I got these. I got a ton of Masters of the Universe cartoon collection figures I still haven't reviewed yet. I actually picked up, and I had the complete set years ago, of the Big Trouble in Little China Reflect action figures of them little guys. I might actually have one up on my shelf. There you go. Here's one of them right here. Lopan. Ah, girl. What luck is this to have girl with two girls with green eyes? So, I think I got the Jack Burton up here because I ordered one or two of them, but the boxes, or I should say the card backs and the blisters were open. And I ended up finding one complete set with all the figures in them. I'm not sure if I'm going to open them or keep them closed. So I bought a couple of these just to review, but just to give you a little heads up right there. There's the Jack Burton with his gun and all that stuff. But we'll see what happens. I'm definitely running out of space here on my shelf. So sooner or later, I'm going to have to add another shelf somewhere for, some random stuff. But, I got those to review. I got the whole complete set. I got the 3 storms and whatnot. But, again, I just need the time to do it. And now Christmas is around the corner. But first things first, obviously, you have all entrusted me with your payments for your cards. Pardon me. So I've got to get down to that and get that out of the way. And make sure all of your orders are fulfilled. Again, check up here on YouTube. Fairly easy to get in contact with. Once I get those orders processed, you'll get your tracking numbers automatically through eBay, so at least you know that they're in process. And when I'm ready to dump them in the mailbox, obviously, you'll see that come up in YouTube Shorts. And, it's going to be any day before you get them. I would suggest patience because a couple of people have been getting their orders late. It's not because, obviously, this is Thanksgiving weekend, so, you got to have a little wiggle room for, a personal life. You got to realize I'm not always here on YouTube. I'm not always at home. I'm not always in front of my computer. So, obviously with the 4 days of Thanksgiving, I've been fairly busy. And this is the only free time I've had in all these days, which is why I'm making this video to update all of you as to kind of like where things are right now behind the scenes. So once I get those orders processed, there will be a YouTube short uploaded so that at least this way your stuff is out the door and ready to go, or is about to go out the door. And give it an extra day or two because 1 or 2 people through eBay Messenger, their orders didn't come until almost 2 weeks later. And that's not because of, any delay on my part. eBay gives you a couple days. It's either 3, 4, or 5 days, that they call that handling time. So once you purchase something, you have so many days before eBay themselves starts to push you, and all the orders that I currently have, I think, especially the first half a dozen or so, are dated for December 3rd, and this is December 1st. So I still have a 2-day cushion before, eBay will start pushing. And then, of course, I would expect my customers to say, hey, what the hell's going on here? But, I pretty much, all of you who've bought off of me before, if something happens, I'm right here on YouTube. Or you can message me through eBay's Messenger and whatnot. I'm fairly easy to get in contact with. Or if something does happen, like if I get sick or whatever it may be, I'll put a video or a short out there almost immediately. So there's no mystery. What I've learned so far and why it's been so successful for me as far as this hobby is concerned is the transparency. But again, if I'm able to muster up some energy, I'm going to sit here and at least print out the itineraries and get those shipping labels printed so all of you can get your tracking numbers. So at least you got something tangible to hold on to. And then we take it from there. As I know, there's still a bunch of auctions going on right now. There's still a bunch of people who haven't paid for their orders yet. I think 1 or 2 I have to put together an invoice for. So that's going to take a little time. But it's just getting everything to work. You have no idea. Like, I'm happy to have a little breathing room at last. It's just, it's been going full steam ahead since Halloween. And now we're on the cusp of New Year's and Christmas. So I really want to get those reviews going. I want to get those Big Trouble in Little China reviews going. I really haven't been too interested in picking up any more boxes of cards, though the temptation was there to get Bowman Draft. I decided to pass it up. I did get the email from Topps, so I was like, I'm done, for the year. Because after all is said and done, for the most part, up until this point, I've been using my own money to get all of this started. I've only been in LLC since June of this year, and you don't want to spend more than what you can potentially make. And the way all of you have been responding to my eBay sales, I'm very grateful for that I was able to replace a big chunk of money recently, as a matter of fact, get my rent paid in advance, while I signed my lease at the same time for the next year, and put groceries in my refrigerator. And that's because of all of you, and that's awesome. So, I have, oh my God, I got to get this Jackson Cheerios. There's tons of Jackson Merrills, Jackson Holidays, all doubles. I'm going to list them as buy it nows. I want to see the cheapest price I can list them for, like I did with the Paw Patrols and the Paul Skeens base rookies. So there's still a lot of work ahead, and I'll be honest with you, to kind of like wrap all this up in a nice, neat little bow. I didn't realize how much work really went into this. It's not easy. I got so used to being carefree. And now that I have this type of responsibility, so to speak, you trust your money with me to get said product. And, I genuinely care about that, because as somebody that went through hard times, especially during this time of the year, I keep that in back of my brain of what it was when I was going through hard times, and, a lot of people can't afford, expensive sports cards. So, if there's something that I have that I can sell for cheap, or if I see that there's like an average price for some of these cards and I can come a couple dollars below that, which is why I did my first buy it nows. I've never done buy it nows up until recently, and you guys have been scooping them up. Boom, boom, boom. So if I can do that, I'm going to do it. So, all right. Anyway, I'm a little winded. I am tired, but the work never ends. I will start looking into getting your orders processed. I don't want this to take any more time than it has to, but it is Thanksgiving, and I'm sure all of you can understand that. Oh my God, man, when you get friends and family in the melee of you can get lost in the shuffle. I'm very angry that video got deleted, and I was pretty excited when I pulled 4 autos out of that jumbo box, but life happens sometimes, and you just got to make do with what you got, regardless of the situation. And well, that's that. All right. I think I've bored all of you enough. Thank you, everyone. Just pay attention and keep an eye out at my eBay store. There are going to be a lot more cards that I'm going to be listing. I've mentioned this box right here that still has a lot of raw Mitchell and Ness 2023 cards in there. I only have a few more graded slabs left. There really aren't many. You guys have been buying them up too. So that's all I got left, until I decide to make another submission. But what I think is going to happen is, unless I'm doing something for my personal collection, I don't think I'm going to mass submit anymore to resell. I get the distinct impression based on my customers' responses and the feedback many of you have given me. It's probably better, unless I already own a slab that I either bought through a third party. I'm not going to go out of my way to grade cards just to flip them. If I do get cards graded, I'm going to do it for myself. Unless, of course, I have this particular card here, like, for example, if, here, like, I got a couple different Paul Skeens rookies, right, from paper. So I got his yellow, I got his aqua, I got his base, and I got a rainbow foil. So now if I get a rainbow foil, I'll have it graded. But then if I open up a box and I pull an aqua, I'll sell off this guy. And now that I got the color match, I could sell off the aqua. That's the logic I use. So again, we'll see how that all plays out, because that's what I've been doing so far. Like, I had a bunch of them Mitchell and Ness cards that were numbered parallels. I sold off because I have the out of 5 reds, like the Shohei Ohtani, Gunnar Henderson, Anthony Volpe, Corbin Carroll, the Bryce Harper, I'm trying to think who else do I have in the red out of 5. I got the Byron Buxton Auto out of 10. So any other card that's below and beneath that, out of 25, out of 50, out of 99, stuff like that, that's what I'll clear out. So, or if I have their rookie card, in a lot of cases, like I have the Aaron Judge base refractor from Bowman, but I also had the gold out of 50 from Mitchell and Ness, so I had to weigh what I was going to keep and what I was going to sell. Obviously, I'm keeping the rookie card. I decided to sell off the gold 9 that I had out of 50. So that's the kind of logic I'm using. All right. Time to get the show on the road, folks. It's almost 8:30. I'm going to try to get this video out tonight if I can, and then see if I can muster up enough energy before midnight to at least get some of these shipping labels printed out so you get your tracking numbers, and that'll hold me accountable to actually fulfill your orders. And we'll take it from there. There's still people I haven't paid yet. There's not that many, but I think those are the ones that requested the invoices from me, so I got to get on that. And that's where I'm at, folks. Oh, by the way, I'm fine. It's only the second time I've wore this hat. That's the Mitchell and Ness Mickey Mantle hat I pulled out of those boxes on the channel a long time ago. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous hat. And I actually have a Don Mattingly Majestic jersey with Mantle's number on his sleeve. And I think I also have the Mitchell and Ness throwback with Mantle on the sleeve. So, but it's a cool hat. All right, everyone, take care. God bless. Stay safe. Again, always keep a lookout on eBay. I do more YouTube shorts these days than anything else because I just don't have time. Maybe I'll do a review of one of these sooner than later. Most likely, this is the guy I'm going to start off with next. I'm really curious to crack that guy open. And we'll take it from there. Let's see how this plays out. So until next time, everyone, I'm glad everybody had a great weekend. And now we're looking down the barrel of Christmas and New Year's. So we'll reach that point when we get there. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.